In today's episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief, I sit down with Rob again to talk all about Overbattle, the All War. You're not going to want to miss this episode. There is a huge giveaway announced therein, so be on the lookout for that. Lots of winners. Then we'll dive into Kickstarter during our Kickstarter Corner portion of the show. But first, a word about our sponsors. This episode is proudly powered by Hutchu Games and their game Plunder, the back alley business board game that has reached its funding goal and will be on Kickstarter through Saturday, the 20th of April. More to be said during Kickstarter Corner. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly powered by the 182 of you who backed our Kickstarter campaign, and all of those of you who have been listening to our 350 plus episodes over the years. We couldn't be here without you, so a huge thanks. This episode is proudly powered by Overbattle, the All War. It's a war game you experience and don't just play. It'll be on Kickstarter through Saturday, the 20th of April. There will be more said during Kickstarter Corner, but you might as well head on over to overbattle.com to see for yourself. This episode is powered by Gartenbau. It's a tile laying and Tableau building on a new level. Want to know more? Go listen to my sit down with one of the designers in the episode entitled Grow Your Garden on the Tabletop in Gartenbau. Then make sure you back the campaign by Monday the 22nd of April. This episode is powered by Shardhunters. More to be said during Kickstarter Corner, but I'll just say you've got to see the artwork even if it's the last thing you do. But I hope it's not. It'll be on Kickstarter through the 10th of May. This episode is also proudly being powered by Solar Flare Games. ROBOTECH Crisis Point game has entered production and can now be pre-ordered, with some extra pre-order limited edition Robotech items as well as exclusives. If you haven't heard it yet, go back and listen to my episode entitled Robotech Crisis Point to find out more and pre-order it before they run out.
Getting Geeky with Gamer Leaf, the podcast in which one man strives to level up his geekhood and helping you do the same, one battle at a time. Now, let's get geeky with Gamer Leaf.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Getting Geeky with Game Relief. Today we have a special treat. You've all probably played a game. If not, you might be on the wrong podcast, or maybe you're trying to get into gaming. But a game is great and all, but why not have an overall experience? Today we're joined by the mastermind behind Overbattle, the All War, which is not just a game, it's an experience. Is that right, Rob? Is that how you come into line with Overbattle, the All War?
Well, thank you so much. I believe so. That's what people tell me when they play it. They come away with a whole new take on gaming, and I'm borrowing from them. But yeah, I would tell you that it's experience for sure.
Awesome. And you're the mastermind behind it, aren't you? Or one of the creators?
Yeah, I'm the key developer. I have a team, so I don't want to take away any credit from my team. But as far as decision making goes, it's on me. You know, there's a majority stakeholder in any operation, and that's going to fall on my shoulders for sure.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much for joining us yet again on Getting Geeky with Game Relief. We really appreciate it, Rob.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you. I mean, I appreciate what you do, and I've told you before, you're one of the hardest working guys out there. And when you said, hey, Rob, you want to do another one? I'm like, absolutely. I'll talk to people all day long, so appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Our pleasure. So that's awesome. Now, we had you on the show before leading up to the Kickstarter and released that episode when your Kickstarter went live. And your Kickstarter's been going for what, about 2 weeks or so now?
Yep, 2 weeks. I got 14 days left. So we are literally right at the middle of the Kickstarter currently.
Okay, and maybe somebody didn't go back and listen to that episode. I don't know why they wouldn't have, but this is the first time they're hearing you. How did you get into the playing tabletop board games and whatnot, Rob?
Okay, sure. I'm a war gamer. I'm a Access and Allies guy. Access and Allies and TI. If it's about science fiction, you've got my attention. If it's a tabletop war game, you've got my attention. And so those were the two influences that got me into where I am today, creating Overbattle, the All War, and it also is my gaming background.
Awesome. That's awesome. So that's cool to hear. And are you still playing Axis and Allies today, or what kind of war games are you playing today?
We had moved from Axis and Allies. We bought every version of Axis and Allies that was ever out there. In fact, even third-party house rules. I remember buying a little baggie for $40, $49 that had a sandwich baggie, some instructions, and two little pieces in there. It was how to use paratroopers inside the game, because Hasbro didn't write it with paratroopers. But we gravitated upwards to a game from Jeff Stein called The World at War. Jeff had the Guinness World Book of Records of the largest board game produced, and so it was a big game. About a pool table size, about a little smaller than the inside of your pool table size war game. So we played that for well over a decade, just up until the time we started developing the All War. So we've been doing pretty much Overbattle exclusive for the last 2 years.
Well, yeah, I can't blame you with how seeing that. I saw it played over there on Unfiltered Gamer. I believe he did a live playthrough before you launched.
He did. It. We still have that on our campaign page. It's not on his page any longer. I'm not sure. I haven't reached out to Michael to find out. But at the time, we were one of the third fastest viewed videos that he had. It was a 3.5 hour playthrough, but I have that playthrough on our YouTube page captured there as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I want to say I watched most of it. It looks like quite the game. So somebody hasn't heard of Overbattle the All War. What can you tell us about that game or experience, Rob?
So Overbattle's big. When you first see it, there's a bit of this awe and jaw-dropping scenario that happens. It's big. It's 6 feet. So we developed the game to exactly fit on a pop-up table. So people have this first inclination that, oh, it's too big. My table's not big enough. Well, if you have a standard 6-foot pop-up table, if you have a standard 6-foot pop-up table in your garage or in your closet, that's what I used to make sure that the board was the exact size. So it's big. However, the board is modular. It comes in 4 sections. And so you can play a 2-person game 30 inches by 36 inches, almost on a bistro table. So because the board is modular, it provides a different level of flexibility and modularity in gameplay. There's 1,000 plus pieces. There's 1,024 actually, if you must know. That's how many K are in a megabyte. So the technical nerd in me. So there's 1,024 total, but I always say there's 1,000 plus pieces. And any game that has 1,000 pieces and plays over 6 feet is big, right? So we've got that going for us right out of the box, no pun intended. It plays, however, very, very smooth. When we have a Kickstarter that's up right now, and we just got back from PAX East in Boston, the people that played it, the people that just sat there and watched it, literally for 4 hours, sit there and watch the game, started posting commentary on the Kickstarter page, and I can't thank them enough, because it's just different. It's something that once you get in and you understand the simplicity of the size, don't quite add up until you experience it. But then when you do play, this isn't hard. It's very nuanced. There's a lot of tactical decision-making detail. And then when we were developing the game, if it didn't pass the logic test, then we didn't put it in the game. So my developers and I, as we're going through things, there were a lot of fun concepts that we could have worked with, but if they didn't quite make sense logically, then we didn't put them in the game. And so everything in the game has a logical process. It becomes very fluid. And I say, you can't move 1,000 pieces over 6 feet in under 4 hours if it's not very smooth. And Overbattle plays very, very smooth.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And wow, people just watched it for 4 hours there at PAX East?
Sit there and watched it. Sit at the end of the table day after day and just watched it. 2 different guys have posted on the Kickstarter page. I didn't play, but I sat here and watched it for 4 hours. And I don't know what kind of game has that, right? If that's not an experience, I don't know what is, right? If if that doesn't deliver on the promise of this is something different, if it's engaging enough that a guy's going to sit and watch, um, that tells you something.
Yeah, most definitely. Because I've never personally been to a con, but I can't imagine it was just Overbattle there. So for them to sit there for 4 hours and just watch it be played.
That is one of the biggest challenges, and that's great insight, actually. I've been at 13 different conventions, and some conventions I'm told, look, I don't have that kind of time. We do have a couple mini games that come out of Overbattle that allow for people to experience the combat, experience the economics, and these little mini games roll up into the big game. However, when you're at a con, you've paid to be at that convention to see all kinds of things. And then when they spend time with me and play Overbattle for 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours, I appreciate that at unlimited appreciation. And then when someone just sits there and watches it, we had 80,000 people at PAX East, and it was huge. The facility's gigantic. To spend that kind of dedicated time taking in that experience, man, I don't know. It's as a publisher and as a designer, that's pretty rewarding.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be awesome. Now, what with going to all those cons you talk of, what is it? How does that convert over to the Kickstarter? Because I imagine more than 108 people have played it.
Yeah, that's a boy. If I had that answer, we would be at $1 million already funding. Um, Here's what I think. You're dealing with a moving target. So Gen Con was in August. What's that, 8 months ago, 9 months ago? SaltCon was at the end of the summer and then again in February. PAX Unplugged was in November before Thanksgiving. PAX South was right after the New Year in San Antonio. And you build this relationship with people. I've had a guy jump on and back it, and he said, I saw you at SaltCon, and I'm so glad I didn't miss this. We take emails, we send out emails, but you're dealing with a moving target. You've got a product that shows up at an abstract day on a Kickstarter that continuously that target gets smaller and smaller and smaller because your campaign has fewer and fewer days. And then you're one game. So you've got this tiny arrow trying to hit this moving target that keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I don't have an answer for you. I'm in awe with the guys that pull it off because it's not an easy challenge. If just the folks that played and loved it would pop in and back us, we'd already be funded. And so I don't have an answer. I don't know how we convert all of those. To do it over again, it's a challenge. To do it over again, I literally spent more than most people even spend in just developing their game. Probably $30,000+ and travel to 13 conventions all across the country. And to go to PAX East, it was over $5,500 just for the booth and the house rental while we were there, because I took my team of 4 people. And that's $5,500. A lot of devs don't use $5,500 just to produce their game, and we've got $30,000 in just travel expenses. However, there's no participation trophies in life. We get into this situation where I should be rewarded because, no, you shouldn't. And I shouldn't be rewarded either. I have to do a better job showing people, telling people, letting them experience it. I thought I did the right thing by taking it out to the masses. That hasn't been reciprocated, but that's not on them. Ultimately, that's on me. Had I spent half of that, another $20,000 on just marketing, maybe we'd be there. But I decided as a first-time creator, the best way to show people the real reality of Overbattle, the All War, was to take it to the people. And that's what I did. We've not been rewarded for that, but man, I still think that's the right way. And sometimes good guys finish last, but they don't have to. And so we still have half a campaign, and I'm hoping that Lord willing, we get that turned around.
Yeah, like you said, the war isn't over yet. I see what you're doing, where you let people experience. Usually, when I go on Kickstarter, I have to take everybody else's word for it. I go and I scroll through the page; it'll tell me how to play. Maybe there'll be a video or whatnot, but you don't usually get to experience a game like this. Or maybe other creators out there do it too, but I'm not privy to that. I don't know.
Yeah, I would tell you that at most of the conventions, there's not a lot of absolutely brand new, unreleased games that you can sit there and play. And we've been very open. I took a lot of heat. I can't tell you the negativity that the trolls provide sometimes on the Facebook page. I can moderate that. I can delete those posts, but I get a lot of venom sent to me personally. You can't possibly create a good game as your first game. You can't possibly be a game developer on your first game. I'm like, does that make any sense to anybody? Um, Apple created a pretty good computer. It was their first computer. Uber created a pretty good business model doing taxi cabs, and they don't even own one taxi cab. Um, SpaceX competes against NASA for rocket launches, and they were nobody until they were somebody. I think we have a piece of that magic. I think we have a piece of that being different. And conventions don't have pre-released games that you sit for 3 and 4 hours and play. That just doesn't exist. And so we're challenged. We, Syther Gaming, myself, Overbattle, we're challenged with creating a new paradigm. At the same time, we're building a game. At the same time, we're trying to kickstart it. So when I tell you that moving targets out there, it's out there.
Yeah, most definitely. I'd have to agree with you. Because, and unfortunately, it seems that at least the community that I've been involved in since I started my podcast is they have a mindset when it comes to Kickstarter that if your project is, I don't know what, if they have a certain cutoff number, but it seems like anything at least above 50,000, if it's your first time Kickstarter, and like with the buying over 100, for some reason they don't take a chance on it. I don't know. Is there a lot of people following along on the Kickstarter? I know we're privy to that information now. Like if you're running a Kickstarter, are there a lot of people following along with the campaign?
I do. I have lots. So we have lots and lots of people that are just following, which is stymieing to me. But I hope that those turn into promotion and opportunity and buyers in that last 48 hours when they get the reminder. I did change the graphics. You're privy to some of the backstory of what happened to us at launch with the marketing company that we used, and we won't go into that. But we changed the graphics completely after about the fourth or fifth day. And so as these people come back, and 1,000 people come back, they're going to see something new. They're going to see something different from what they saw when they left. And I'm trying to provide myself an opportunity to make a first impression a second time, if that makes any sense. And then there's a company, a Ginger Snap something or other. I saw them at SaltCon. They have $100,000 goal. They're a first-time creator, and they're about ready to pass that goal with their little game. Congratulations to them. How they do it, I don't know. We get a lot of heat about being that first-time guy, and my game's real. It's out there. I've been showing it for 9 months. So if people take a shot, I think they're going to have a new game on their table that they want to play again and again and again and again and again, because it's just that kind of game. There you go.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm still trying to get something lined up so I can experience the all war with you.
So we're in Boston, and a gentleman comes up to me, and he says, "Hey, I'd really like to play. I'm at the convention." He mentions exactly what you said. I'm at the convention. I don't have quite the time. He spent a good half hour, 45 minutes, talking through the dynamics and walking through some of that stuff. He goes, "I'd really love to get a couple of my guys that I know that I go to this gaming store to play." And I said, "Well, where's your gaming store? I'm not opposed to. I've been going all over the country, so I'm not opposed to if it's on my way somewhere to stop in." He goes, "Well, I'm in Phoenix. I'm in Chandler, and I'm in Scottsdale." So I said, "Well, that's fine. I'm right down the street." And he goes, "Oh, you're kidding me." And I said, "No." So we're working now. I got to hear back from him. He put a couple things up on his Twitter feed immediately, and had mentioned to his friends, hey, there's this awesome game we got to play and back them before their Kickstarter's over. And so as soon as that comes to fruition, I'm going to reach out to you, because we clearly want to have 4 full players and sit down and give that a shot. So stay tuned. Don't tune us out yet.
Oh yeah, I wasn't planning on it. You had me sold when we first sat down to the interview, and then you went ahead and I don't know if you were trying to sell me again, but then you shared with what the guys over at Brawling Brothers had to say, and I was even more sold then.
Thank you. The Brawling Brothers, I happened upon them through the marketing persons that I have had the struggles with. But the Brawling Brothers have been fantastic. And both Josh and Brandon have been absolutely fantastic. I played with Josh personally. I played with Brandon in a separate event personally. And then unbeknownst to me, they played themselves another 3 times. And so they did their last episode last week was, as a designer, I could not ask for a more higher glowing recommendation. And I think Brandon had acknowledged, this is not the kind of game I typically would play, but I'm absolutely in love with it. Josh says, it is the kind of game I'd like to play, and I too am absolutely in love with it. It fulfilled my expectations. And Brandon went as far as to say, given the opportunity, given the opportunity, this is a game we're going to look back on and consider it one of the games of the year. And how I'm not funded, but yet that kind of correlation occurs is stymieing to me. But I'm still doing my best, and we're out there still pushing. And I tell you, they played 4 times. These guys at these conventions that have posted on the Kickstarter, they've played once or twice. If you play, you're going to come away with a completely different feeling, and that's where that experience kicks in. It's the real deal.
Yeah, most definitely. And somebody hasn't been able to experience somebody hasn't been able to experience Overbattle, the all war, and they want to take a chance, but they're kind of scared of that $179 buy-in. Is there anything coming up or any exciting news you'd like to announce about anything on your Kickstarter?
All right. So I listen to folks, and I understand that's expensive. When you're watching a movie, a lot of times the director will create what they call a director's cut. And that director's cut is what they wanted the viewer to see and experience in the theater. And because of the studios and things like that, the director's cut comes out later. It's generally not the movie that you go see at first. Well, we're different. We're the little guy trying, the little engine that could. So we positioned Overbattle the All War as the director's cut. It's $179. It's all in, and it has everything that you absolutely wouldn't even think about to play with the game. It has specialized color D6 dice. It has 40 race-specific colored D12 dice. It has leather collapsible dice trays. They do act as a storage mechanism for the planets and the moons and the asteroids, but they're still leather collapsible dice trays. And then we have these component trays, these lockable component trays, because there's 1,000 pieces. Well, all of that comes at a cost. And so it's still a premium game. I'm going to try to have a $149 entrance price, take out some of that expense, try to get a few more people that maybe were on the fence to jump in. What they're going to get the premium game. The game doesn't change. It's still mat material. We're going to take out the 40 D12s. We're going to put just 10 standard D12 dice. You got to share your dice at $149. I apologize for that. We're going to take out the component boxes. So we'll just have a standard insert for the components. I think you're going to run out and buy component boxes. But if you choose that, hey, I don't need the component boxes. All right, that's fine. And then we're going to take out those collapsible leather dice trays. And so at $149, we've got a little more attractive price. It's the same game without some of those director cut special extras. And let's see if those that have said that was the stumbling block, let's see if they jump in. And then let's just provide an extra price point that maybe people can jump in on. I believe the director's cut is what folks would want. We call that the deluxe set in the Kickstarter. But it doesn't matter what I believe. It matters what the consumer buys. And I'm not going to compromise my principles and create a cardboard-based game or something that's functionally lower quality. So you're going to get the same quality that you've seen at every show. You're going to see the quality, the same thing. But we're just going to take out a couple of those extras and see if that's enticing for the second half of the campaign.
Awesome. And yeah, isn't there like neoprene mats, or you're working with game toppers or something on this as well?
Absolutely. So we do the board is all neoprene. It's all rubber. So it's got a premium mat. That 6-foot game surface is a mat. That it's divided into 4 pieces. All the planets, moons, and the asteroids that move on the board that are variable and it's a different game every time. Those are all 2mm rubber neoprene type material as well. So it's all there. And then with game toppers, Berkey is a fantastic person. He's a great representative in our gaming community. His products are outstanding. I've traveled the country with 3 game toppers that I purchased at retail from him in my trailer that I take from show to show, because it just provides that little extra. If you're going to sit there for 3 hours and play the game, then it's nice to sit there at a nice table, not just a pop-up. And so I've done that with Berkey, and then he went as far as to work with us to create a special insert just for the game topper. So I'm not worried about the add-ons. I do have those available. They are available as an add-on. As the campaign goes on, we'll provide add-ons information once we're funded. It doesn't matter what an add-on is if you don't fund anyway, because you never get to the add-on. And so I've not put the add-ons up there on purpose. Again, being a little different. They're out there. If we fund, we're going to show you these add-ons, and one of them is a 1-piece complete mat, and another is a 1-piece 36-inch wide mat that fits exactly on a game topper.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for Overbattle. Just looking at everything, it sounds really cool. Now, of course, like you said, we have to get funded first. But we get funded, and then somebody had picked the 149, and they decide later on, when Pledge Manager or however you're managing that at the end, will they be able to upgrade to that 179 if they decide that's for them instead?
Yes, I'm not going to take that away from them. They can bump up to the full box set. They're like, hey, I want that deluxe. I want that director's cut. Then drop off your 149, bump back up to 179, and you're in. You get everything exactly as we have intended it. These dice are reusable, right? You can use the dice over and over. The dice trays, use them over and over. Component trays, use them over and over. So I would tell you that with 1,000 pieces, it's going to pretty much be Overbattle all the time in your component trays, but that's your choice. You can do what you wish. But certainly, we won't leave anybody out in the cold. If they want to jump up and bump up, second guess it. And you know what? I think I will do the full one. Of course, more than merry. But I got to get funded first.
Yeah, most definitely. And will this game fit on my shelf, Rob? 1,000 pieces, that's a lot.
It will. The box is slightly smaller than a Gloomhaven, which is a big box, right? It's slightly smaller than a TI4 box. And so I won't go any larger than a TI4. There are manufacturing issues about width and height and depth when you actually look at the box manufacturers. And so we can't go too big. But the TI4, if you have TI4 on your shelf, then my box fits as well, because we use theirs as our standard and then came back just a tick. It is the widest piece of that modular mat is 19 inches. And so the box will be less than 20 inches wide. There's not a lot of space inside the box. It uses every bit of the space, as you would expect for 1,000 pieces. Not a lot of room for extra inserts and wasted space. It's pretty full in there.
Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, because we have Gloomhaven. It's on our shelf of shame or shelf of opportunity. So that's good to hear that it's not bigger than that. What's shipping going to run me, Rob?
Good question. So through Quartermaster, U.S. shipping is under $30. It's about $25, and that's FedEx ground. And surprisingly, that's about the same in euros. If you're in an EU country, then it's under 30 euros. It's about 27, 28 euros. And if you're in a non-EU country, then it's under 40 euros. I think it was 37 euros. And so I was pleasantly surprised. I'm a gamer and I'm a super backer on Kickstarter, and so bought a lot of games, have a lot of games, paid for a lot of games. I was surprised at how relatively inexpensive for such a game that comes in right at under 20 pounds, 10 kilograms, what that freight was. But so all in all, if you're in New Zealand, man, it's still $80 to get it to you, but it's $80 to get anything to you. So it's not not out of the norms for folks in New Zealand. If you're in those isolated areas, then you're going to pay, but you're used to paying that kind of stuff. But in the average places, 25 to 30 euro in Europe and 25 to $30 in the States.
And if they want to go in with a friend, I see a couple of taking the opportunity on your one where you can get 6 and one where you can get 2.
That's correct. Yeah, two. It's $158 for a 2-pack. And I think Brandon on the Brawling Brothers said, you know what? If this funds and it gets out in the world, those are going to be $500 in the secondary market. That's not my words. That's his words. And so you got a first edition, one of a kind, buy one, sell one. Then you're in at $159. And the 6-pack, I'm pretty much giving it away. I want to get retailers the experience. Here's my retailer thought, if I got it just a second.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So I got a 6-pack, and you got a game that takes 3-4 hours. If you're running a cafe, a board game cafe, if you get people in those seats for 3 or 4 hours at a time, they're buying chips, Snickers, sodas. They're buying that stuff over that extended period of time. They're not in and out in 2 hours. You've got a captive audience for multiple hours. That helps you drive your secondary revenue. And that's where their profit centers are, in those chips and sodas anyway. And so I thought about having been at a lot of game stores, I thought about those guys and said, hey, what can I do? Here's a 6-pack. You can put 5 on your shelf, gives you enough margin to open one, have it there, and then be able to play it and generate revenue off of your consumables, your sodas and your candies in your game cafes. And so that's why I did the 6-pack.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, most definitely. And from what I hear is they're not going to spend an hour or two setting up this actual war game. They can play it straight out of the box. Is that right?
That's right. So that's one of our unique selling propositions. Show me a game that has 0 setup time, and I'll show you Overbattle, because there's no other game really that has a 0 setup time. When you sit down and we spread out the box, the four component boxes, and you hand them out and you stack up the planets, as soon as you make that first choice, literally 2 minutes into sitting down at the table, it's game on, because every choice matters. Every choice is built into the strategy and the decision making that you have inside of that Overbattle universe. And that makes for 0 setup time. If the very first piece you choose is important, there's no setup time. Then where you place this on the board is important. When you buy up your units and your military looks different than mine, those choices are important. And so we've taken, and again, the Braun brothers did a great job explaining that. We've taken, the Dukes of Dice. They played in Albuquerque, New Mexico at the Empire Board Game Library. Roy, hi, Roy, if you're listening. And he's the owner. They said, you took the first 2 hours of every game that we hated and you stripped it away. And you got right to the good stuff, because setup becomes part of that tech challenge, part of those tactical decisions. And so, yeah, you're right. There's no setup time. You're actually playing right out of the box.
Awesome. Yeah, I've never played a war game. My wife wants to get into them, but usually like with just other games, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I have a lot of anxiety in learning how to play a game. So I'll go ahead, I'll watch the video, I'll set it up on the table, and then I'll watch the video again, and I'll keep on trying to learn how to play it. And like a week or two later, my wife will say, this needs to be played, or you need to put it back in the box. And unfortunately, a lot of times they go back in the box.
A lot of times with war games specifically. And I'll tell you, I pitch it Overbattle as a war game, and it's got war in the title, the all war. But it has so many other genres of drafting and worker placement, engine building, co-op, semi-co-op, backstabbing, in-your-face type of stuff is in there as well. most war games, you do have a half hour, 2 hour setup time. You put Gloomhaven on the table, it's going to take you a while to set it up. You put Axis and Allies on the table, it's going to take you a while to set it up. If this, a lot of times you'll set up before your friends even get there. Not the case with Overbattle the All War, because setup's part of it. You have a different experience, and I tell you, I might ruin other games for you. You may, part of that experience, you may come away and say, how come all games aren't this way? And I would bet that with our success, once we get out there and we're not giving up, you're going to see other games take our mechanics and start to utilize them in the same fashion, and setup becomes more tactical, more part of it. There are a couple that are getting there, not quite as far as we've taken it, but I would tell you that gaming in general, we have an opportunity to be evolutionary and revolutionary. And those are big words. I got big shoulders. Overbattle's a big game, and she can hold us up on that. So, mark my words.
Awesome. Yeah, like I said, I'm excited to play, so I'm hoping we can sit down before the campaign finishes so we can do that. But say we did. I know we'd have to get a couple other players because it's a little bit more than just a 2-player game. But we sit down to play. We got a couple more play. Well, I guess 2 to 4 players. So we sat down to play. What's my turn going to consist of or look like, Rob?
So first thing you're going to do is you're going to make your declarations. You're going to declare, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. These are the things I'm going to do. And we sort of treat those as binding. It's almost like chess. If you take your finger off the piece, then you're sort of committed to moving that piece. So we have you overlook the battle, take a long look, overlook everything that you've got, and make those declarations. Then you're going to move those into combat. You're going to resolve those combats, win, lose, or draw. After that, you're going to add up your economy. What did I gain? What did I lose? And then you're going to get paid, and you're going to do your reinforcements. And so there's this 5 stages, 5 phases inside, which are very typical to an Axis and Allies, very typical to a war game. If you're a war gamer, you're going to be at home in those phases. It's going to be comfortable and make sense. It's very logical. So you're going to declare. You're going to move into your combat areas that you've declared. You're going to resolve that combat. You're going to move anything that hasn't moved. Potentially, you can move everything on the entire board every round. Then you're going to collect your income, and then you're going to buy your reinforcements and put those on the board right now. And then we have a little bit of what I call a hope mechanism, that war's chaos. And why do we always, you go, then I go, the next person goes, then you go again, then I go, then the next person goes, and then you go again, then I go, and the next person goes. This very structured process to how we play games isn't really how the world works. And so war's chaos. If we're all calling in reinforcements at the same time, mine don't show up because they get a flat tire. Yours don't show up because you get stuck in a nebula. We are talking about a space game. Our next opponent, his do show up. Why does he have to wait on his turn? And so we have a process where through initiative, you could go last and turn around and go first. And so you could be getting your teeth kicked in, be low on the totem pole, get some reinforcements. Suddenly you get to go first and get reinforcements again. It's an absolute game changer. I think last time we talked, I mentioned it. I correlated it to, what if you got to play checkers and you got to move twice in a row? So in Overbattle, the potential is there that because it logistically and logically makes sense that you potentially could go twice in a row. It's a game changer in how games are played for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. It sounds like it. And I suffer from, well, everybody in my family would tell you, I suffer from AP or analysis paralysis. How do people like myself do when it comes to Overbattle?
Because everything, first of all, we've got these bright colors. And so you've got colors that help differentiate on the board where you are versus your opponents. There are pieces out there, and you look at it, but that paralysis, that analysis paralysis that you talk about, when you look at things logically, I think you get excited. Aha, I have an opportunity right here to move, and you can't wait to get in there and move that piece. Potentially, you miss something else that you could have done, but it doesn't become a paralysis situation. It becomes an excitement situation. I was so excited to do this, I forgot to do that. Daggone it. That's what replayability is for, I guess. Next time, don't forget. But I would tell you that I've never had anybody sit there and freeze up. They sit there and they see it. They understand how this works, and then they make some moves. They may not make all the moves. The better you are at seeing the entire board and being able to take advantage of every situation, the more likelihood you're going to have of success in anything in life, right? But I would tell you that you're not gonna be paralyzed. No one's ever been paralyzed yet, so that would be a first.
Oh, good. That's good to hear. Now, has there a lot of people, because you've gone to cons and cons, has anybody ever identified as a non-war gamer and tried Overbattle and it converted them?
Absolutely. Well, I would the biggest one being Brandon from the Brawling Brothers. I would tell you that he's huge in terms of this isn't his game. He's first to tell you. I think in that last podcast that they put out a fantastic podcast, 3 hours long every 2 weeks, and he's the first to tell you this is not my kind of game, but I fell in love with it. I've got a testimonial up there from SaltCon. 3 guys played and 4 guys played, but 3 of them were together. And the SaltCon testimonial, the third guy to speak, he goes, I showed up at the convention. I told my friends, I don't want to play a space game. I don't want to play a war game. And I don't want to play a long game. Well, we check all 3 of those boxes. He played, and it's his testimonial. He said, I absolutely love it. I'm a supporter. I'm a fan. I would have never thought this is something that I would enjoy. But because we have those touches of those other genres, we bring that to the table in such fresh, workable fashion. If you come away and you play, you're a convert. I don't care if you're a war gamer, not a war gamer. You're going to be a convert. And I've seen it. I've experienced it. It's easy for me to say, read the comments, listen to the podcasts, listen to the folks that I've linked on there that have actually played. And I think we're plagued in Kickstarter a little bit by opinions of things that they don't necessarily know. It can't be this because no one else has got this, so you can't have this either. And if we can suspend those opinions for just a moment and focus on the people that have actually went through the experience, you're going to find a common thread with those experiences. And that common thread is jaw-dropping awe. And I'm very proud of that. That common thread of people saying, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. Who would have thunk it? I'm very, very proud of that. And if pride gets in the way of closing up the Kickstarter, then so be it. Because I'm proud of it. And I'm proud of it enough that I'm confident when it's on your table, you're going to be proud of it. And you're going to say, you know what, this was, because I'm going to play this 100 times, it was a good investment for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. It sounds like it. So, short story, Rob, when it comes to Overbattle, the all war, what makes your game pop is when my audience should go check out the Kickstarter page. And if they like what they've seen or heard, why should they back it today?
Okay, so Overbattle is unique. There is nothing like Overbattle on the market. That's why I can deliver that experience. That's why people come away and tell you what they tell you in those commentaries, what they say in the podcasts. It's unique. And so if you're looking for something that doesn't match the formula that every other game has, this is unique. And so I'll tell you it's unique. Put aside, I'm not a war gamer, I'm not a space guy. If you are a war gamer and you're a space guy, what are you waiting on? Man, you should have jumped in already. But it's unique. You're going to have an experience that's unique, and it's absolutely different.
Awesome. Yeah. So if you're listening right now, make sure you go ahead and jump on over to check out the Kickstarter. You can click on the link in the show notes, or if you're driving or whatnot, Rob has made it very easy for us. We can just go to overbattle.com, just like it sounds, and it'll take you straight there to the Kickstarter page.
That's right. I got rid of the long URL that you can't remember. So I just redirected our webpage, overbattle.com, take you straight to the Kickstarter. And again, trying to make everything as easy and as logical. I don't know why everyone else doesn't do the same thing.
Yeah, most definitely. So minus coming there to Phoenix to stalk you, I guess you'd probably want to play with anybody, but how can people go about getting a hold of you, especially if they want to maybe experience Overbattle and there's still time before the Kickstarter ends? How would they do that, Rob?
Yeah, so with the next 14 days, we're halfway mark. So at 14 days, I don't have anything on the schedule right now in terms of events. There's nothing at the end throughout April here, as far as that goes. So if we're local to the greater Phoenix area, I'm happy to get together and play. I would go as far as a 5-hour drive to Los Angeles, the 3.5, 4-hour drive to Las Vegas. If we had groups like that, I would get in and play. It's about a 7-hour drive back the other way to Albuquerque. Not a whole lot across the mountains, but I'm not opposed. I'm happy to play. And how many owners, how many new games out there will say, hey, you get 4 guys together, I'll come and we'll play. At your house, we'll play. We'll play at your local game store. They can find us if it's just a Q&A, as opposed to having a difficulty or not posting something up in the Kickstarter that's just pure Q&A. Hit me up on Facebook, Syther Gaming, Syther Gaming on Facebook, Overbattle on Facebook, Twitter over is Syther Gaming Co. Same with Instagram, Syther Gaming Co. I just joined Reddit. It's new to me, so I can't promise that I'm going to have a lot of feedback instantly on Reddit, but I am on Reddit as well. But find us, reach out, ask a question. Ask me for my phone number. I won't give it on the podcast, but ask me for my phone number and I'll send it to you. I don't care. You can call me. I provide my cell phone number on my business cards at every convention anyway. So thousands of people already have my cell phone number. It's the same cell phone number I've had since 1984. So
You had a cell phone back then?
I had one of those big brick phones back then, and I've been with Sprint, I think, since 1990. So I've not been away from Sprint. I have my struggles with Sprint, especially out here in Scottsdale and Phoenix. But I've been with Sprint since 1990. My cell phone number hasn't changed. Just call me.
Well, there you go. So maybe we are one of Rob's long-lost friends or whatnot, and you have his number just floating around. Call him and experience Overbattle with him.
There you go. There you go. I appreciate it.
But do you have any, maybe we could give some T-shirts away to some listeners?
I do have T-shirts. I do absolutely have T-shirts. If you want to work something up, even after the podcast, I've got probably a good 85 shirts from the convention in my show trailer sitting in Indianapolis. And so I go back to Indianapolis once a month because my family's there. And I'm happy to, if you want to do a giveaway and you want to do a half dozen shirts, I'll get you various sizes, and then you can do so even after the campaign. Because if we don't fund, we're going to do it again. I'm not giving up.
Awesome. That's good to hear. I'm glad.
Hopefully, thank you. Hopefully we do fund, and you're just going to get these first of a kind. You know, you can say, hey, I got a shirt back when. Let me tell you a shirt story real fast.
Yeah, go right ahead.
We're at PAX South in San Antonio. These 4 guys play the game on Friday. They come back and they want to play again Saturday night. And so it's late. It's like 8 o'clock. I know we're going to run to 1 a.m. I said, all right, let's play. Especially since they've already played once. They come in and they play. We go in about an hour and a half into the game. They all get out their shirts that I gave them the night before. And I'm like, oh no. They're upset now. They're not happy. They're going to give me back my shirts and they're just going to leave. And I swear to you, and I posted a picture of this, I think up on Facebook. They asked for an autograph. They said, can you sign our shirts? And when your signature becomes an autograph, you know that you've made it. And my signature to them was worthy of going on their shirts. And my 2 development guys were with me, and we all 3 signed the shirts. And I tell you what, you want to feel good? You want to feel good about yourself? Produce a game that a guy plays 4 hours at a convention, comes back the next night, wants to play 4 more hours at a convention, and then asks you to sign the T-shirt that you gave him the night before. If that's not testament of how good Overbattle is, I don't know what else is.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I don't hear about that every day.
So that's a true story.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and we'll work something out, and we'll have a huge, awesome giveaway of shirts, and not just shirts. So if you're listening, go ahead and go ahead and check the details out on the show notes on our website at gamerleafgo.com, and we'll leave that all for you. And if you get me whatever links you want me to include, I'll go ahead and include those in the show notes as well, Rob. And let's go ahead and see what we can do. If you're listening, go ahead and click on over to overbattle.com and make your pledge today so you can experience the all war.
Hey, I tell you what, if they go out to there and they back us and they put in their comments, hey, I was with Getting Geeky with Game Relief, and I'll send them a shirt right away. So I'll once I get back to Indy and get those shirts, I'll send, because I'll have their addresses based on their backer information. If they just post in the comments, hey, thank you so much, and I found you from Getting Geeky with Game Relief, and I want one of those T-shirts, I'll send them a shirt right away.
There you go. You might even sign them then too, or not.
If they want, ask me. I'm happy to. Absolutely. And that's good. I think I'll make that unlimited. If I have to order more shirts, I'll order more shirts. So no sweat there.
Well, there you have it. If you're listening and you want to get Overbattle, now you can get the shirt too, and that's not an option on the, if I'm looking at here, on the Kickstarter.
It is not. Put in the comments that you found us from Getting Geeky with Game Relief, and I appreciate what you do for me, and I appreciate you putting that plug out there. And they put that in the comments. I'll hook up with them offline, and we'll get them a shirt immediately.
Well, there you have it. Get an Overbattle shirt and everything that way. So yeah, I don't want to keep you all day. I know you got some meetings and you're trying to get Overbattle out there into the world, but we really appreciate you coming on Getting Geeky with Game Relief with us to talk all about the all war today, Rob.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem. Wow, that was awesome. Talking to Rob again. Every time we chat, he sells me over and over again on his game. If you're in the greater Phoenix area, send me a message and let's go have an all-out space war with Rob. What do you say? I'm also excited to see what's on Kickstarter currently. Hang on until after Kickstarter Corner when I'll fill you in on a huge giveaway that Rob knows the shirts are going out, but there's also going to be, let's say, 5 games as well going out to some lucky listeners. So don't leave early.
What is this place? What is it doing here in the Leaves computer? Oh, it's Kickstarter Corner with the Leaves.
Have you ever wanted to be a great tinkerer? One who fiddles with the oddities and curiosities of the strangest parts of the Wild West? Well, of course you have. Don't be ridiculous. In the new card game, Area 1851 Express from 524 Labs, the creators of Mintworks, now you can. Ooh, here's a lively game in session now. Let's watch.
Ooh, I got a feeling I'm gonna be the best gadget today.
It won't be the best. It's just some wool.
Well, you're just plain.
Plain? Well, I'll show you.
So, what have you got, Mr. Tough Mod?
Hot diggity! I'm a plain old pitchfork. What do you got, little woolly?
How's a freaking spacesuit treat you?
Oh no, he didn't.
Ooh, yeah, he did.
Well, at least I ain't that guy.
Well, that was uncalled for.
If you're an aspiring, fun-loving tinkerer that's looking to create the greatest gadget in the weird and Wild West, then Area 1851 Express is for you. So go grab some friends, a handful of cards, and play Area 1851 Express, new from 524 Labs.
What on earth was that? Or is it even from Earth? Aliens have landed in the Wild West and are trading technology with the locals. Combining card drafting and set collection, you'll create out-of-this-world gadgets with hilarious modifications, sure to keep everyone laughing. Wow, does this sound like a game I want? It's Area 1851 Express. Area 1851 Express is a 2 to 5 player card drafting and set collection game that plays in about 30 to 45 minutes. Back it on Kickstarter before Friday the 19th of April. And if the cards are aligned right, we'll get the people of 524 Labs on the show to tell us more nearer the end of their campaign, so look out for that. We teased a bit about this at the first of the show, but Shardhunters the card game is on Kickstarter. It's got it all, with simple and dynamic gameplay, exclusive artwork. Do you love dark fantasy card games but don't have much time? This 20-minute game is for you. Go check out the Kickstarter page, and if you like what you see, make sure you're back before the 10th of May. Are you ever losing your dice because your kids are having way too much fun hucking them on the table or across the room? You're not the only one. I experience this every time we play a game with Queen Leaf. You know what we need? We totally need the Nomad's Magnetic Dice Tower by Master Monk. It's a magnetic dice tower featuring handcrafted inlays and a unique design that works with the Nomad's armory. Did you catch my last episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief entitled Be the Coolest One on the Block with the Nomad's Magnetic Dice Tower? If not, go back and give it a listen, then check out their Kickstarter campaign and back it before Saturday the 4th of May. If you don't do it for yourself, do it to save your vacuum from all those dice that end up on the floor. We teased about this at the first of the show. If you know me, I'm a big fan of deck builders. It took me a while to bring this game on to Kickstarter Corner, as well as an interview that you'll be able to catch next week. But it was my pleasure and worth our wait to bring on a game you might know as PLUNDERBUND, the back alley business board game. It's not just your typical deck builder, as it's got a bit of it all. Deck building, worker placement, and area of control strategy in a high fantasy Prohibition era world. 2 to 5 players, plus it's got stunning artwork. Not to mention, they're 100% funded, so you're not going to want to miss this one. Check out their Kickstarter page and then back it before Saturday, the 20th of April. And make sure you subscribe to the show in your favorite podcast app, so you don't miss my chat with the designers and publishers next week. Viking Jarl is back on Kickstarter. It's a fast-moving historical strategy game about Vikings and Norse mythology. Pillage, trade, conquer, and claim the throne. Sam Healy of the Dice Tower had it as number 9 of his most anticipated games for 2018. As a player, you begin the game as one of the 4 Jarls, or siblings, with the goal of becoming the next ruler of Kopang. You accomplish this by pillaging, trading, and establishing settlements, fighting, and outmaneuvering your siblings. Did we say backstabbing? Through strategic card play and dice rolls, the Jarls battle each other across the game board. You must make strategic decisions and carefully manage your resources in order to get the most victory points, to have the best chance to win. If you play well and use your sagas wisely and even receive some favors from the gods, perhaps you will become the next Viking Jarl. Let's relieve Sam Healy's anxieties and get this game funded on Kickstarter. You can help by sharing it and backing it before Thursday, the 18th of April. Last but not least, what y'all have been waiting for, our giveaway. There will be 6 winners. All of them will get a t-shirt for Rob's game, Overbattle the All War, that's on Kickstarter for the next 14 days. But that's not all. 5 of those winners will also win one of these great games: Dark Rock Ventures, Game of Crowns, Goldmine, and Eruption, as well as Mystic Vale. The 6th person will get just a shirt. But hey, Rob said if you back his game, you'll get a shirt too. So why not go enter and win a game too? Note, we will have the giveaway page set up no later than when my next episode comes out on Tuesday. It'll be below these show notes on my website, GamerLeafGo.com. Now it's my least favorite time and your least favorite time as well. Time for us to get on with our lives and you to get on with yours. So until next time, go ahead and get geeky, stay geeky, and bring others into Geekful by sharing about this giveaway and episode with them, as well as backing Overbattle the All War on Kickstarter so we can see this become a reality. Gamer Leaf out.
Gamer Leaf levels up. Tune in next week to see if Gamer Leaf's luck holds up.